Oh my gosh, this guy's car is just gone. The lights are on. So out of nowhere, Texas got hit with a really big flood. The drop down the river to deck is typically 18 to 20 feet. Yeah, so this is the second story. So basically the whole bottom half of their house is completely underwater. That's crazy. And then you'll see some places in Florida they build them on on stilts because of flood areas. But I mean, a lot of places in Texas you don't expect it to flood.
There's people in it. Oh my god, there's so many people.
Oh my gosh, that house is just moving. What the heck?
Please tell me you're getting this on video. Yeah, I can't tell.
That house is floating away. Wow. That's crazy. I think I don't know if that's a mobile home, but a lot of mobile homes they're just sitting on blocks of cement and they're not actually like tied down. They're just down with the weight. So the fact they're floating away means that it's carrying all that weight. That's crazy. Oh, there's some poor guy's car. It really is sad seeing all the cars too, because I mean these cars weigh thousands of pounds and they're just being floated away like they're nothing, right? That's crazy.
Have been rescued so far, about 167 of those by helicopter. Names of
dang, look at that. That's crazy.
Have been provided at this point in time. We know about several children's camps directly hit.
Like you can see the roof of a house, or like
some children.
Still missing, that tree got hit.
Officials did not provide specific details
like
about
that's
how many
someone's
children are
roof.
missing or if
Is that
any
the
are
first
among those
floor?
killed.
Because
During
that's
the press
crazy. That's
conference,
basically
state and
above the
local
first floor of that
officials
house.
are making a case that this was somewhat unpredictable, that none of their weather forecasts called for the amount of rain and flooding that we're seeing.
Well, and I don't think that, I think that's what a lot of people are confused about too, and people get mad at. I saw on Twitter that people are getting mad about weather forecasting not receiving the funding, and no weather forecast is going to show you this. Like, this is crazy. It could have flood warnings, and from someone that's from Texas, we get flood warnings all the time. This is not what we're expecting. We're not expecting this kind of flood when we get a flood warning. So even if there was good weather reporting, I mean, that's crazy.
26 feet in less than
26 feet. That's insane.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, state emergency operations had briefings on Thursday. So before any of this happened about potential severe weather in the area, they say the National Weather Service only called for about 3 to 6 inches of rain, but that was enough. Where state officials say they had some emergency response
looks like the Texas Guard
standby, and they were immediately activated once the flooding took place. Specifically, swift water rescue teams. They arrived at noon yesterday. We're just learning about that now during the press conference. And to explain how quickly the flooding happened, officials say one of the first responder vehicles was washed away as the flooding hit.
And what people don't understand is the current that this water has. Like being able to swim in that. Like,
responders were caught off guard.
We'll stop at nothing to ensure that every asset and person and plane and whatever is needed is going to be involved in the process of rescuing every last person and ensure everybody involved in this is going to be fully accounted for.
But I'd also ask, please pray for our community. This is a hard day, and there will be hard days to come. Pray for us. We covet your prayers. Thank you.
They're grabbing them with the helicopter right now out of a tree. I mean, when you see water above trees like that,
County Sheriff says they have more than enough help at this point in time as far as resources go. Again, it's just time is of the essence because they're still calling this a search and rescue mission. Again,
what even is this? Is this a normal road? Yeah, this is a road that's just completely underwater, and they're having to use dinghy and boats.
There are people who are survivors who could be rescued. They say they're going to work around the clock until everyone has been either picked up or identified. To give you a breakdown of.
Well, let's go to Twitter and see what Twitter's saying about this. Let's see what's a little HEB. There's a reason. Oh, that's so cool. So I guess HEB is sending disaster relief trucks. That's awesome. Yeah, let's celebrate those companies that are actually like providing help. 20 people in the United States got washed away by a horrific flash flood in Texas. What did Donald Trump do? He went golfing. I mean, he made a statement. So what else can he do? Do we even know this is true? That he went golfing on that day? If he did, like, he already made a statement, so this is Trump's official statement.
Oh, that's terrible. The floods? It's shocking. They don't know the answer yet as to how many people, but it looks like Some young people have died. Federal aid for the... Oh yeah, sure. We'll take care of it. We're working with the governor. We're working with the governor. It's a terrible thing.
And somehow someone's gonna find a way to get offended by this. Keep doing your damn stance. I think what people don't understand is sometimes bad stuff happens and everyone looks for someone to blame. So because Trump is doing business as usual and he made a statement and he's getting his bill signed, they're trying to find a way to blame him for this.
I know that Texas sheriff did not go on television and blame the National Weather Service for not accurately predicting how much rain was going to fall in that storm. I know that didn't happen, right? Because this administration, our president, completely defunded the National Weather Service.
Okay, so estimated budget is $3.5 million, roughly 2.3 lower than the current year, almost a 40% reduction. So if they already have billions of dollars, sorry, I did my funny Trump meme there. If they're already having billions of dollars of funding and they're not giving accurate reports, why would we give them more budget? Right? Weather's forecasting has never been 100% accurate. Even for pilots, and they use NOTAMs and weather station reports, those reports aren't 100% accurate. So even if we give the Weather Forecast Agency, the National Weather Agency, their full budget, they're still not going to have 100% accuracy on their forecast. So no one could have saw this coming, right? This lady's just blaming Trump's administration for defunding. Do you really think defunding the weather service is going to cause that flood to happen or not? Even if they had infinite budget, the whole military budget, they wouldn't have been accurate. That's just not how weather works. I mean, the thing too is, like, there's a lot of independent storm chasers that are in Texas that have really high-end radar technology. And the thing about weather is you can see formations build, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be 100% accurate, even with a limited budget. This lady just needs to find someone to blame, and she's blaming Trump for it. Let's see what the comments say on this one. Dumber than a pile of crocus. You're so disgusting. This is completely absurd. But evil motivates exploit. Yeah, she wants to put whatever she can on Trump or on anyone. You know, whoever's the president is just sitting in the bullseye target. The weather's now Trump's fault. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what I was thinking is, like, if you can put defunding an overfunded institution, like $3.5 billion, if they can't give us an accurate weather forecast with $3.5 billion, they don't need to exist. That's the truth. That's what people don't realize. When organizations or companies have too much money, they don't need to stop. They don't need to keep innovating. They get government funding. They don't have to do anything. Instead of being in there for the people of Texas and you know, sending aid and let's do funding for Texas, we're gonna blame Trump. That's just crazy. So we have some state troopers here. Oh, that's water coming. Oh my god. I was like, what are they looking at? And you see it on the horizon there is the water's flooding this way. Wow. Get over here too. That's crazy. And water always looks so tame in videos, but for water to move this quickly, the amount of force that actually comes to play, like if you get stuck in, like, you're not going to be able to swim in that. That's what people don't understand. Like, that thing will take you with it. It's moving cars and houses. That thing's going to whip you all the way down the river. That's crazy. Where do you even go? Like, there's, like, you get on it, like, even if you get on a tree, you could get knocked out by the flood. In an instant, watch this. In an instant, it just overtakes the whole road. That's crazy. Yeah, no, yeah, get out of there, guys. That's nuts. Yeah, if you were to get caught in this, I mean, you're gone. You're getting taken with the current. That's crazy. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why so many people are reposting the Trump dancing from the bill signing party that they did at the White House, but this doesn't mean he doesn't care about people dying, right? There could be a prom, there could be a wedding, people dancing. That doesn't mean they hate Texas. It just means that they're doing business as usual because there's not much you can do. all you can do is bring attention that it happened and try to support Texas. But there's not much he can do. There's not much he can do except what he's already done.
From the national forecast that we received on Wednesday from the National Weather Service predicted 3 to 6 inches of rain in the Concho Valley and 4 to 8 inches of rain in the Hill Country. We worked with our own meteorologists to fine-tune that weather statement, and as many of you know, and many of you in broadcast journalism and meteorology, you can go back and look at your own forecast, and the amount of rain that fell in this specific location was never in any of those forecasts.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter how much money and budget these weather services have. The forecast isn't bulletproof. It's not, they don't have a time machine. They can't go in the future and be like, hey, this is the weather that happened this day. You know what I mean? So even if they have a limited budget and a limited funding, we're never going to have 100% accuracy. Like there's no
this rain event sat on top of that and dumped more rain than what was forecasted on both of those forks. When we got the report, it was about 7 feet or so on the South Fork, and within a matter of minutes, it was up to 29 feet. And
that's crazy. So they reported 8 inches of rain, and it was in the 10 to 28 feet.
All of that converged at the Guadalupe, and that's where we saw those very quick rise in flood.
But listen, everybody got the forecast from the National Weather Service, right? You all got it. You're all in media. You got that forecast. It did not predict the amount of rain that we saw.
Yeah, exactly. And people are trying to blame the cut in budget because they want someone to blame on why it was a bad forecast. When has weather ever had a good forecast, guys? Come on. When are we going to stop blaming people and start seeing the facts? But I hope you all have enjoyed the video. Remember to disrupt the noise. Let's chase the truth, capture the truth next time. But it's just crazy. I mean, we can't blame other people for the weather. Even if we had $1 trillion weather forecasting agency, I'm sure we would still get an accurate weather forecast. So I hope you all have a good one. Stay safe. Heart goes out to those in Texas, my home state. You know, hope everyone's safe. But it's just crazy.